What's up, guys? Welcome to A Reseller's Life. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about my journey going from zero, just starting in the fall of 2016 to now where I make well over six figures reselling stuff online. Let's talk about it. Let's get straight into it. Make sure that you gently caress the like button and consider subscribing, because in every single show, I'm going to go over tips and tricks to helping you build your online store. So let's get into it. Okay, so there are two major things that I did that transformed me from just making a few bucks on the side to doing this as a full-time living, and I'll go over those right now. So number one, this is the biggest one. This is the biggest mistake I also made when I first started reselling, was I just considered myself an eBay reseller. Huge mistake, okay? Because there's so many other platforms out there. There are so many other ways to make money. It's also very dangerous to put all your eggs in just one basket. Now, I completely understand how disorienting it can be to try to learn 5 platforms at the same time when you just get started. It's just that I only considered myself an eBay seller when I first started. I still recommend you stick with one till you get to at least $10,000 in revenue, whether it's Poshmark, Mercari, or eBay. Stick with one till you can get $10,000 in revenue, not profit, on that one platform before you switch. But know in the back of your mind, it's no longer good enough to just do one platform. I wish I had known that when I first started, but of course, you have no idea that's going to be the case when you start something. You don't know where it's going to evolve to. But the truth is, when it comes to eBay, this is how I look at it. Every day, eBay talks about there's 1 billion listings on our website. Every 15 seconds, a new watch comes online. If you watch the eBay marketing, they love to brag about how much stuff goes on the eBay every day. But really, it sort of makes a worse experience for the buyer and the seller having this huge saturation of stuff. Most of the stuff on eBay is kind of garbagey. And it's the same on every platform. You know, eventually, once the platform starts getting really big, they start lowering their standards on what can get into the platform. And it's very different. Consider the opposite would be a website like First Dibs, where everything is over $5,000. And it costs $500 a month to be on that platform. Imagine how good the stuff is when it's only premium dealers on there selling the best stuff in the world. Very different experience than, let's say, Poshmark or Mercari, where it's free to list. On eBay, only costs 10 cents to list an item. The barrier to entry is really low. It's hard to compete, right? You found something that you bought for $10 and you're selling it for $30. Maybe that's a great price. Maybe somebody got it for free, or they just found it at their cousin's. They're selling it for $22. Over time, now eBay's telling you it's only worth $22 when maybe that's not true, but you're competing against people who literally have no expenses and they got it for free. So number one was not realizing that I'm not an e-commerce business. I'm an e-commerce business, not just an eBay reseller. You've got to be good at all of them. It's no longer the case. Somebody just posted in my comment section that the golden days of eBay were from 2000 to 2010. You could just list something and it would sell for huge money and you'd make a ton of profit. I started in 2017, so I don't think it's people like me that ruined eBay talking about it online. I think the people have been talking about it online for a long time. And you know, the nature of it is it's an online business. So people understand this is a new way to make money and everybody is on it. So it's a little bit flooded. So if I had known that, I would have really focused on, okay, I want to be on all these different platforms. I consider it getting certified. I'm certified on Poshmark, I'm certified on Mercari. Right now I'm working on my Amazon certification, right? I like to know a few different parts of Amazon. One, I like to be really good at retail arbitrage. So I'm going to be sharing that in the videos coming up. I'm going to spend 6 months getting really, really good at retail arbitrage because I feel like that's accessible. If you have a car, you can go to Walmart, Target, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, CVS, Costco, and start looking for deals and learning how to resell for almost no money outside of just the gas that you're spending to get there, right? So I want to get really good at retail arbitrage, get that certification. Online arbitrage, also something I really want to get good at. Those are the 2 focuses for me for the rest of the year. Learning how to find stuff online. I'm going to spend a couple hours a day learning how to use sites that help you find great deals or how to take advantage of arbitrage between one site and another. I'm going to learn that. Also, retail arbitrage, I'm going to spend a few hours going from store to store to store. And then finally, you guys know I just started my garage sale series and I've been going every single Saturday. I'm having somebody help me plan the route. I don't have time on Fridays to actually map out the next day, so I hired someone to do that. So on Saturdays, I'm going to go out with somebody, trying to make $500 to $1,000 to cover the cost of that person, and to give up my Saturday mornings, I better make at least $500. Otherwise, I'd rather spend that time with my wife. So if I'm not making $500, I'd rather just have brunch with her and just relax. So I'm giving up something to get something because I feel like that's the most accessible to anybody who's listening right now. Scrounge up between $0 and $1,000. Start going to garage sales, sell stuff around the house, get it going, understand how the process goes, get those reps in, is what I call it. Because you need to practice. In the beginning, you need to practice flipping even your couch. Just sit on the floor for a month while you figure it out. And that way you can get into the hustle of learning how to sell furniture, learning how to sell electronics, clothing, whatever knickknacks you have around the house are going to be more difficult to sell because those don't have a utility. Doesn't mean they don't sell. I think pretty much anything sells on eBay. I get that question, hey Chris, what do you do with items that don't sell? I don't really have that problem. I just looked at my inventory this morning. There are only 3 items that are over 4 months old. Like, I do a pretty good job of making sure things get discounted, which I rarely do that. But if it's really a bad purchase, I'll discount it and just get rid of it because it was my mistake. Move on with it rather than have it take up space here. Okay, number 2. This one is huge, so I'm glad that you guys made it all the way to this part of the video. This one's probably worth pausing the video to get a pen and paper to write down. This is when I started to realize that I am not in the product business, okay? I'm in the service business. This totally transformed my entire life. I'm not finding things to resell, okay? That is a under 100K job, okay? You're out there trying to find the best stuff everywhere, running around from here to there. Those people do that the rest of their lives. This is why I meet people who've been reselling for 10 years and their store is exactly the same as when they started. I don't want to be in that position. 10 years from now, I want my store to progress. So what do I do to actually change that? I think of myself as a service company. Somebody says, hey Chris, I need help moving stuff because it's an estate sale. I've networked with estate sales. You guys watch me do an estate sale by myself, right? To the point where I didn't even know what I was doing. Matt Part-Time Pickers reached out on Instagram, was like, hey bro, can I come by after you and pick some more stuff? He found hundreds of dollars of profit after I found, I think, around $4,000 in profit. He still went in there in a couple of hours and pulled out a few $100s more. This is the power of networking. And I now realize I'm a service company. I'm helping people get rid of stuff that they don't want anymore. Either with estate sales, I've got 2 coming up. That's going to be pretty exciting. 2 people reached out to me because somebody in their family member passed away. A family member passed away and now they want to get rid of their things. So I'm going to do some consultations. I have another person who reached out that's selling a vintage car collection, model cars, trains, that kind of stuff. Very cool, right? So I'm providing a service now. I get to go out there and do that. And now you guys can see over here, the treadmill is gone. Somebody picked that up and the guy said, hey, what do you do? And I said, well, I have an eBay store and I help people sell things. And he's like, do you do consignment? And I said, of course. So he said, okay, what's your rate? I have a few things that are worth over $2,000. I said, great. On those types of items, I've already thought about it. 70% is where I want to be. I know ThreadUp does 80% on items that are super expensive, but I want to do 70% because I want to offer white glove service, meaning I'll go to this person's house and pick it up. So he's like 70% done. I told him the buyer pays shipping, so the terms are clear. So it might be an expensive or heavy item. The person that buys it is gonna pay that fee. I'm gonna take whatever's left after 70% if it's over $2,000. And again, this is something that's gonna help me build a buyer base and a consigner base. I'm a service now. I'm now helping people get rid of their stuff instead of just being a picker or a person that runs around and finding things. And again, I don't have an issue with pickers. I think people, when they hear me say something, they for some reason like to get offended, but I am a picker. I do have a hobby store. I'm not saying hobby stores are bad and picking is bad. I actually have those. There's a lot of joy in running a store that's you get to do on your own terms. I think this is really powerful, guys. You are not just an eBay store, okay? You also run social media. You're watching this on a social media platform. What's stopping you from making your own YouTube channel where you go on and just rant? I think you guys have probably noticed, but since August 10th, the content on my channel has been different, okay? Because the reason is why I used to be just YouTubing for fun. I posted stuff that I liked. I was like, hey, this is interesting. Boom, throw it up there. No rhyme or reason, random. No longer. Okay, now all my videos are gonna be to the point. helping people get to the next level in their business. Okay, so now you can see most of my videos are short now. I'm not looking for the AdSense. That's not something that I'm as interested in anymore because I'd rather just be useful. So I do have consulting. You can schedule a time with me if you want to talk about your eBay business. That's my least favorite thing to do, but it is important because some people have a very specific problem they want to solve right now. Okay, I'll chat with you. But mainly this channel is sponsored by my reseller field guide, which is my tips and tricks on how to run my store, how to make $1,000 a week. It'll lay it out all for you except for one thing, which is the sourcing. It doesn't do the sourcing for you. You need to go find the items on your own. And I'm going to be getting more into that over the next few months. How to find stuff at garage sales and thrift stores, how to go to the retail arbitrage, how to do online arbitrage, how to do consignment, how to do estate sales, host them yourself. This is where my channel is going to move because the rest of the stuff I've already figured out. How to run your store, how to keep track of all expenses. That's in my reseller field guide for 35 bucks. Some people are only buying the physical version. This is less valuable than the course. Okay, this is just a progress journal. It does have the processes in it. Okay, so like in here it says, okay, this is how you do shipping. This is how you do, okay, the eight systems. They're all in here and then they're actually laid out so that you could actually just follow it step by step on how to run your business. But the course actually has a video on each one showing you how I do it. It's more valuable. And it's recently been updated last month. And if you do get it, you can get a free week to my mastermind call. If you need more one-on-one help, we meet every single morning. You can stop by and talk about what you're working on. But again, I've just moved towards, I want to help people as much as possible. That's what the channel is for. And that's why you guys have probably noticed that the uploads are more regular and they're more on point. And a lot of them are really specific because people are asking me a question. I make a video on it. Now it helps thousands of people. Done. So I appreciate you guys. Smash the like button. Until next time, make progress daily.